Rich Miller, Rolla, Missouri. Chumbawumba DSL, Dual Slalom Lite. This is a bike that started a couple of weeks ago. I found this frame on the Facebook Dirt Jumpers page. I was immediately drawn to it. It's unconventional looks. Couldn't find a whole lot about it on the interweb. Recently found out a little more information about it from an ex-racer who happens to be a mechanic at the mountain bike shed in Eureka, Missouri. Picked this bike up because just up the road from me in Eureka, Missouri, they are preparing to open the Eureka Mountain Bike Park. A key component of that park is a dual slalom course that was designed by none other than Cam Zink and built by Census Trails. So thought it'd be fun to have up there. They're talking about maybe having a dual slalom racing league one night a week through the summer. So I think it'll be fun for then. I had enough parts laying around that I was able to get this bike up and functional without dropping a whole lot of money into it. I do see after riding this bike a little bit how much fun it is, doing some performance upgrades on this and having some fun with it. So we'll start up front. You'll notice this is a 26-inch wheel bike. I can run it mullet eventually if I feel the desire, but for right now, I'm going to stick with the 26ers on it. I do have brakes set up on the front and the rear. I'm running a 180 up front and a 160 in the back with the Avid Elixir brakes, Elixir 5s. And never had Avid brakes before, and after having a set, I now know why. These will be getting replaced with either Shimano likely, or possibly Hopes or Maguras, but they're definitely on the upgrade list pretty immediately. The front fork on this bike is a Fox RL that's currently set at 100 millimeters of travel. It has a nice lockout feature on it, which will probably come in real handy. The headset on this is a WTB grease guard headset. Has the little grease zerks in it. Not that I necessarily need those on a bike like this, but you know, it's got a good deal on it, brand new, and it's a nice, well-built headset. So coming up to the cockpit, like I said, we have the Elixir 5 brakes and a set of Answer Alumalite riser bars. These are a 50 millimeter rise. I've got them at 760 millimeters now in width. Dropper actuator and a SRAM S9 9-speed shifter. Ergon grips on that as well. The stem that I'm using is a Shotwell by Soma. It's a flip-flop stem. You know, as I'm taking this shot here, I think it's really interesting to look at the construction of this frame. It's an aluminum frame, and it is just really overbuilt. It's got nice gussets, awesome welds, both at the top tube and down tube junction of the head tube. And then look at all this gusseting going on back here at this funky seat tube and top tube. Nice big gusset back here on the chain stays. Really nice looking dropouts. Just real nice construction of this frame. I really like the look of it a lot more than I even thought I would. You'll notice that I kind of went the opposite direction. You know, you expect on a slalom bike or a DJ bike to see, you know, a buried little seat post, and I went ahead and put a KS dropper on this for now because I plan on taking it out to the local trails and sessioning some man-made stuff, and I don't have another hardtail, so really just kind of getting into the hardtail thing and, you know, working on my finesse and my bike handling skills as well. So makes it a lot easier to climb with that dropper extended like that, and it still, you know, will bury down pretty considerably for, you know, getting up and over it. So for now, it's going to stay on. When I start the true dual slalom stuff, I will more than likely go back to like a buried short seat post and take that off. But for now, it's going to stay. The drivetrain on this, I have an old SRAM X9 9-speed setup. That is an 1136 that's on it right now. And using a SRAM 9 chain onto a old XT crankset. Has a 36 tooth, narrow, wide race face chainring guard, kind of a combination bash guard, chain retainer down there, lower chain retainer. It's a Truvative on the lower chain retainer, and the plate and the bash guard itself are MRP. The pedals on this bike are kind of interesting. Definitely, if you're on a budget, these are just really slick little pedals. They're the VP AIMs. As you can see, there's 10 good sized pegs on these. They've got nice bearing quality. They have a little bit of a concave profile to them, and good platform size. And just been real happy with these pedals. I mean, for the money, they are just super decent. They're not T-Max, they're not one-ups, but they don't come with that price tag either. So these tires, you'll see I'm running these tires front and rear, and they are 2.20s. They're not a real aggressive tire, but they're a real predictable tire. Lightweight, relatively small, and they kind of allow you to maneuver around on the bike a little bit as well. Kind of get loose controllably, I guess would be a way to say that. So, you know, the bike, it is what it is. It's a little hardtail. It's a dual slalom bike, but I think that's going to be pressed into a lot of other service, and basically just going to be a real fun bike. I look forward to upgrading the, certainly the brakes are first on the list, the crankset, really just about everything on this is going to see a change in the near future. I love my Deity stuff on my other bikes, and I love my Spank stuff too. So I can see it going either way. Likely it's going to be kitted out with a bunch of Deity stuff, and drivetrain wise, not sure where I'm going to go with that. I mean, I may even shed the front brake and get hardcore with it. Who knows? But if anybody has any questions about it, I would be happy to try to answer them for you, although I don't know if I would actually have an answer at this point on this bike. Just a fun little bike and something interesting.